my, and I'm going to impose me, my.
Oh my gosh, me, my in my video that I posted on my TikTok account. The fuck is she talking about? My. I've been religious since come out of religion, but sometimes the shadow lingers. Sometimes, various creators would come up from the past that I used to watch. And this shorty is no different. Boy oh boy. Let's get into this vid, bro. I don't even want to talk too much. We just gonna light this up, bro. You seen the title, bro. We just gonna get right into business, bro. She thought she cooked, and we're gonna do our thing. You see the title. Non-binary teacher goes viral for insane pronoun take. Come on.
I just tell my students that I'm non-binary. I use they, them pronouns, and that what non-binary means to me is that I'm not really a boy or a girl. I'm kind of just doing my own thing.
I'd be taking my kid out of this classroom expeditiously, but it gets worse. Let's talk
Why?
about it.
Yeah, you better.
Why would she do that?
Yeah, you better.
Guys, before we get into today's video, please consider liking and subscribing. Today, we're going to be reacting to a video that is going viral of a butch, non-binary teacher who is talking about...
Okay, meet Chase. A butch, non-binary teacher. From my understanding, butch is not a slur. But, I feel like this butch here seems slurish.
Their plan for the school year with their identity and with their students. Something we probably shouldn't be talking about. Something you probably shouldn't be bestowing upon your students as students. Something we probably about.
Make sure it's all right.
Their plan for the school year with their identity and with their students. Something we probably shouldn't be talking about. Something you probably shouldn't be bestowing upon your students as a teacher, but we'll talk about that more as we get into the video.
Sure.
Let's watch.
Sure.
My name is Chase, and I am a butch, non-binary high school teacher, and this is my plan for back to school this year. The first thing I'm doing this year is I'm just going by Chase. No Mrs., Mr., Mix, like just Chase. I did it last year, and it went great. And none of my students cared at all. None of the administration cared at all.
Okay. Can they care? That's the question. If they did, and if they did maybe raise their hand and say, this is not something that's comfortable for me, or maybe we shouldn't be talking about this, what do you think would happen? What would be the recourse in that?
Why would you be uncomfortable with the person's, identification? Let's make this about black people, right? Wouldn't it be a little strange if a child was like, yeah, I'm not comfortable with you discussing your blackness, the fact that you're black,
Specific situation, it probably wouldn't go well for said student or said administrator. I think we've all just been pushed into a place where we do have to accept this no matter what form it comes in. And I do wonder if this person should be teaching high school classes, considering they care so much about their identity and about what they're called and how they're presenting themselves to a group of young, impressionable people who, she doesn't look that much older than at this point. And there's something to be said about that.
Sure. And she's high school age though. You feel me? By the time you hit high school age, bro, all kinds of people exist. If you're a child in a high school class, telling the teacher, yo, I'm uncomfortable with you discussing with me that you are whatever gender that you identify as, I feel like you're strange, bro, because these people already exist, bro. You know what I'm saying? Why are we like, just make it's weird, bro.
Video after video of like all these super young people being ushered into high school classrooms as teachers, and they all seem to be so consumed with their identity or how they're coming off to these kids or how they're referred to as.
This book literally says anti-racist baby. What's the problem with that? And this looks like an elementary school class. I can see an argument for like a 20-some-year-old, teaching high school, but a 20-some-year-old teaching elementary school, bro, it's almost daycare. Feel me? This isn't bad. What is wrong with the anti-racist baby? What? We gonna get
Be
into it,
so
bro.
consumed with their identity or how they're coming off to these kids or how they're referred to as. This was not something that I experienced in high school. And I think part of that has to do with the age of the teachers that I was dealing with. I was dealing with wise, older teachers who were well into their like 50s and 60s, very established in the different fields of study that they were trying to impress upon us as teachers. This just wasn't something that we'd be dealing with. But now I'm seeing a ton of like 20 somethings in high school who go by mix and they
And would the 20-something-year-olds matter? Would she be mad at these 20-something-year-olds if they were conservative Trump supporters? White, blonde hair, blue eyes, Aryan? Would she be hot about that? I highly doubt it. You hot about 20-year-olds being teachers? Is she hot about 20-something-year-olds getting married? Having, starting families and John? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it.
he, she, they, and they have a new name that they came up with, like thread or needle or like something really strange. And they're bringing that into the classroom first and foremost. And I think it's because they are so young minded and maybe lack a little bit of that wisdom that is needed to teach. Now, that is not coming after all of my 20 something teachers out there, because I'll go hard for you guys. And I know you guys work hard and I know teaching is not easy today.
But you're not going hard for these. As a matter of fact, you're criticizing them. You're actually picking out the LGBTQ 20-something-year-old teachers. I had a gay math teacher. He was like in his 50s. I had like two gay math teachers. Very openly gay. You know what I'm saying? One was probably in his 30s, the other one was in his like 50s. And one of them was extremely open about the fact he has a husband, all this and that. You know what I'm saying? And nobody had a problem with it, dude. Like,
But this is a category of teacher that I think needs to be addressed and maybe removed from the situation.
So I'm planning on just doing that again this year. Something I'm doing this upcoming year that I didn't do last year is I think I'm just going to send an introduction email to all of my students and all of their parents, just saying my name, my pronouns, a little bit about my background and why it's important to me. I know that not every single parent is going to understand and not every single parent is going to care or be respectful, but I think my job as a teacher is to educate people, and if that means I get to educate the parents too, awesome.
Okay.
right.
Your job as a teacher is to educate in the particular subject you were hired to educate in. In high school, I don't
Your job as a teacher is to educate in general, I would argue. You specialize in this specific area of, education. Sure, definitely. If you a math teacher, bro, you specialize in math. But that doesn't mean you can't still educate people as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, once again, you just nitpicking. This argument seems like a big fat piece of nothing to me.
know what that subject is for this young woman, but it's a particular subject. It's not for you to take your political agenda into the classroom and to the parents of the students who are
And then boom, the political agenda. There's nothing political about being gay. There's nothing political about being anything, bro. Whatever you identify as, that is you. Ain't nobody like politicizing this except for people who don't like it. They did the same thing with black people. There's nothing political about being black. But if you are a underrepresented group of people in a generally unaccepted group of people, then yeah, bro, I'm going to let you know, hey, yo, I'm black with the whoop. You know what I'm saying? That's not me making it political. That is just me, you know, I guess you feel me, taking up space, surface area in here, making my presence known, making my presence felt, bro. Like I too also exist, even though I am underrepresented. That is what this is to me, and what it is to like to do this. And she makes it seem like there's something wrong with like giving out introductions and like telling your students a little bit about yourself, bro. I graduated 2025. I'm a youngin', whatever. Bro, all my teachers had introductions. They shown us what their cat looked like, what their dog looked like, their husband, children, whatever, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to, build a connection with their students. It helps the classroom environment be a little less sterile, makes it a little bit more comfortable to learn in this kind of environment. And if you just so happen to be like a gay person, a trans person, a non-binary person, and that's a part of your nature, and you're also underrepresented, and due to the fact that you are so underrepresented, it makes it easy for you to be shat on. It makes it easy for only reason why you're uncomfortable with like your teacher telling you that they're like non-binary or whatever is because you're not used to them. You don't see them. You don't accept them as people because you feel like their existence is wrong and flawed. And it isn't. It's their existence. This is their human experience, dude.
In that classroom. And for you to say, I'm taking it upon myself to educate not only the students, but the parents, is a lot of audacity, considering people should have a stronghold on the way that they educate their kids and the different political ideologies, orientation.
No, like I said, there's nothing political about telling somebody, hey, I am a gay teacher. I am a non binary teacher. Especially if you're a non binary person. You don't want the parent emailing you, hey, ma'am, miss, mister, I actually don't go by either one of those things. That isn't me telling you who to vote for. That isn't me, you know, debating you on legislation. That is me just saying, hey, this is my identity. I take, you take pride in your identity, bro. You know how disrespectful it is for you to tell somebody, hey, my name is, and then they purposely disregard that. It's disrespectful. So like if you're a non-binary person and you're going out your way to tell parents, hey man, I am a non-binary person and my pronouns are this and that, and they, disrespect you, yeah, bro, it's gonna have to get like that, bro. You take your identity serious. You take your brand serious, bro. You are a person and somebody made you. You know what I'm saying? So like, bro, it's not making sense to me, bro. It's not landing to me. You ain't gotta believe in me being gay. You ain't gotta believe in, folk being gay. You ain't gotta believe in, the pronouns junk. But here the thing is though, if I am around, you call me by such and such pronoun, or you call me by this name. It's not my name on paper, but this is the name I would like to be called.
Sexual stuff that they talk about with their children. But no, you believe you
And was this even brought up? I don't. Hold on.
should be able to impose yourself into that conversation with said email, introducing yourself and your pronouns and why you care about it, essentially trying to tell others why they should care about it as well. This is just
They ain't gotta care about it. I doubt it's that they have to care about it, but bro, you have to respect it though. You have to respect me as a person, as a human being. I might be a teacher, but I am still a person, a human being. And this is my experience, and my experience has led me to wanting to be called X, Y, and Z. I don't even think she said that in the email. She was going to specify, hey, I like girls, or I like whatever. I don't even think that was brought up. It was just a pronoun thing. It was just her identity as a non-binary person. Or, dang, I've been calling her this whole time. My fault. I don't mean that. I'm very, I'm kind of, I'm still getting used to all the the new junk as well. So feel me? No disrespect, but feel me? It's them talking about their identity as a person and how I would like for you to respect me and respect my identity. Do not call me a she. Do not call me a he. You feel me? It's not that hard to grasp, bro.
Me, but I feel like when you're coming into the classroom as a teacher, a lot of your personal identity needs to be left at the door. And maybe people are going to disagree with that. I think you come in as not necessarily a blank slate, but a slate of sorts to bounce ideas to these students and have them bounce back. And when you
Now I wondered, would she have a problem with a teacher introducing herself with a Google slide PowerPoint with the Bitmoji and her talking about her name, her how much she loves her dog, what kind of dog she has, the name of her dog, the fact that she has been married for 4 years, to her to her husband who also has blonde hair and blue eyeballs. Would she have a problem with that? Would she have a problem with no, she wouldn't. She wouldn't. She just don't like gay people. Just don't like gay people. Ain't no two ways to put it, bro. You ain't gonna slide that by me. Try to make it seem like this ain't about being gay. That's a fucking lie. It's a fucking lie. As many videos I've seen with freaking teachers, you know, just talking about like their personhood, telling stories about their personal lives to their students. Just fucking bullshitting, bro. Freaking
come
bullshitting.
in with too much political agenda or too much personal identity, you're actually closing off a lot of the connections that you could be building with these students, educational connections at that. And you're not really allowing a proper path to equally educate each child that is now sitting in your classroom. And
Because one of the children are a homophobe? How am I alienating you by telling you as a high school student, yo man, I am a non-binary person. Oh, I'm just not gonna talk to this teacher. I'm done with this teacher. You're homophobic, man. You strange. But she ain't gonna call that out. She's not gonna find a problem with this because she's also homophobic and she's just nitpicking.
imagine one of these students being uncomfortable with this or not wanting to have a conversation about this, and now they're forced into a situation where that's what they're dealing with because this person cares so deeply about their personal identity in what they're doing. It's just not something that you should be laying.
It's not even caring that much, bro. Once again, it is quite literally just saying, I do not go by he, she pronouns. Here's why I do not. The why being, I am a non binary person. I would like for you to call me, what'd she say? Chase. Some junk like that. Right? Most other teachers are going by, you know, Sir and Mrs. or Mr. You feel me? So when you do come into a class and it's a teacher who has like a different way of existing, yes, bro, you want to specify that, bro. There's nothing wrong with like making that known to like your class, dude. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody showing these students gay porn, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You acting like the kid just got exposed to you feel me, the teacher strap on or something. What the fuck you got going on? Where is the discomfort coming from?
At the feet of your students or the parents, but here we are.
Third thing I'm doing this year is a pronoun lesson. I'm doing it day one. I just tell my students that I'm non-binary. I use they, them pronouns, and that what non-binary means to me is that I'm not really a boy or a girl. I'm kind of...
Huh? This is why the kids can't read. What do you mean on day one you're doing a
This is not why the kids can't read. The fuck are you talking about? This is not why the kids can't read.
pronoun lesson in your
I'm nitpicking at this point, but this is not why the kids can't read. You know what I'm saying?
sitting and going through the pronouns and what non-binary means to you? Is that on the curriculum? We don't have time for this. The kids can't read. Somebody needs to input that TikTok of the kids trying to read that like basic sentence that was going viral recently.
Yeah, man, the kids can't read because the teacher is a non-binary person. Wow.
Because that's the
And then you insert uneducated black people.
situation that we're dealing with in a lot of these classrooms. We're dealing with iPad kids. We're dealing with
Wow.
people with low attention spans. We're dealing with kids who are not meeting the standards that they need to meet in order to graduate. And then we're having them graduate nonetheless. And you're doing a pronoun lesson on day one for something that should not be impacting these kids whatsoever. Oh, goodness.
Just doing my own thing. And a lot of them really get it. My students last year would correct each other when they messed up my pronouns. So I'm kind of just hoping for the same thing this year. I am excited for back to school.
Okay. In that
Good
TikTok,
for her,
you
man.
just heard a lot of
Or good for them. My fault, guys. Give me some time. Give me some time.
me, my, and I'm going to impose me, my.
Oh my gosh. me, my in my video that I posted on my TikTok account. The fuck is she talking about? It's my. Come on, bro.
On everybody who is around me. I didn't hear a damn thing about the students other than the fact that you're sending them an email along with their parents and
School ain't she's talking about herself on her TikTok account about what she's going to be doing to ensure these folks, understand her identity as a person as well as a teacher. What the freak, bro? What's the Come on.
that they're going to be language policing each other on your pronouns, and you are hoping that they do the same this year as they did the last year. Nothing about proper education, nothing about the subject matter that you're teaching, all about yourself and the acceptance of your personal identity. And if not the acceptance of your personal identity, the students police.
This is how you make progress. I am about to equate misgendering somebody to the N-word. And I don't mean this like, malicious or like any kind of ignorant. But misgendering a person is like calling somebody out of their name even though you know them. You feel me? Even though you know like what their name is, right? Would this woman have a problem with a white student calling a black teacher the N-word even though we as a society do not call black people the N-word casually anymore if you're not black? Is that okay? No, you would argue that's not okay. So as well as when it comes down to respecting your teacher who is a authority figure, misgendering them after they have told you I do not go by XYZ pronouns, whatever, is disrespectful to me or whatever. I do not appreciate it. You might as well be calling them the N-word. You might as well be smacking them in the face. You might as well be spitting them in their face. You are disrespecting me. You know what I'm saying? So there really is no cons here, bro. These are people that exist, my nigga. And it's outdated to be uncomfortable about non-binary people. That's not how you make progress, bro. You know how many when black people started going to white schools, you know how many white people were uncomfortable about that? I doubt she'd really, draw too much attention there. One, because she's a grifter. She's an evil, dumb fucking grifter. I doubt she'd have any problem with, black people going to school, white children. Maybe she probably does deep down. But that's not how progress is made, bro. You don't really have room to be uncomfortable about these people existing, bro. They exist. They've always existed. You know what I'm saying? So like It's really foolish, nigga. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be, transphobic, homophobic with the group, you know what I'm saying? You want to lead a class, lead a class. But like, the folks who's on that is on that in here, and they just making progress, helping progress society, bro. You not helping progress society if you out here, still misgendering people on purpose, and being homophobic and transphobic and anti, the LGBTQ people. It's wrong, it's foul, it's outdated, it's really old people shit. You know what I'm saying? We need to get over that, need to get past that, and drop all that, John, bro. That's the end of this here video, bro. No outro, man. Just like, subscribe, whatever. That's it.